Hi movers, welcome back to my channel. Today we are moving through a flow inspired by a slow morning, which I absolutely love. It really allows us to sink in, to sit with, to savor the moment. We're going to be moving through postures at a slower pace today, really taking our time, allowing ourselves time to really linger and marinate. So we'll be ending with a little bit of pranayama at the end, and hopefully it's a wonderful, relaxed send-off for the rest of your day. So let's get started in child's pose. And like I said, I'm going to allow us to really linger in these poses today. So I'll try to keep my verbal guidance at a minimum so you guys can just really relax here. So choosing whatever variation of balasana feels good to you. Let the hips sink down towards your heels, relaxing through the neck and the shoulders, and just surrender. Nice deep breaths. And on your next exhale, let's take the right arm and just weave it underneath that left one. Set the shoulder down, set the right temple down. Melt the body here into the ground. Feel that stretch into that right shoulder. See if you can really start to lengthen out your inhale, your exhale. Can you make that inhale equal to the exhale in length, in depth, in intention? Let's inhale, reach that right arm forward. As you exhale, just switch sides. On your next inhale, reach that left arm forward. Just take a deep breath in through the nose here in your child's pose. And as you exhale, let's just sigh it out the mouth. Separating the knees, hips distance apart now. Let's just come up into your tabletop position. And we're going to start moving through our cow pose to our cat pose and then back into a child's pose. So a moving cat-cow, and keep it nice and fluid and just flow with it. All right, so as you inhale, let's arch that spine, find your cow pose. As you exhale, tuck the chin, round the back. At the bottom of that exhale, let's just sit the hips back towards the heels. All right, a few rounds on your own, just like that. Inhale, come forward to arch. Maybe linger here. Feel that opening of the front body. Take your time, exhale it out, press away, really feel that space between the shoulder blades, and then sit back into your child's pose. Continue on. Let's take one more. On the next inhale, shifting forward through your table, let's come down onto the belly. All right, and you can stack one hand on top of the other and just rest your chin down. Just take a breath here. And turning the right side of the face down, let's draw that left knee up along the mat or up along the floor. See if you can bring your knee in line with the hip. If it's a little less, if it's a little more, totally fine. Just coming into sleeping baby pose. Listening to your breath, feeling your heartbeat, knowing that you have nowhere to go, no arrival, no destination to focus on. We're just practicing being here in the now. I think that is one of the most beautiful places to be, is just here. Begin to lengthen that left leg back down. We'll switch. Left side of the face turns down. Draw that right knee up along the mat, the ground. And let's extend that right leg back down. Rest the chin back onto the hands here, just like we started. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, widen the knees, and allow your heels, depending on our flexibility here, some of us might be able to touch the feet down to the mat. If your heels and feet are floating up pretty high here, don't worry. Just do what feels good for you. And just breathe into the hips. I like to call this pose relaxed frog. Moving those knees back to parallel with the toes pointing up towards the sky. Let's just wave and rock the knees side to side. Just take the hands underneath your shoulders, press back through a child's pose. So sit those hips back towards those heels. Deep breath in through the nose. Release it out the mouth. Let's come into downward facing dog. So just check that the wrists are about your shoulder distance. Tuck those toes. Your feet are your hips distance. And just pedal it out, bend one knee at a time. You find a little rock or a sway of the hips. Maybe nod the neck. And find a moment of stillness here. Try to really root down through those heels. Option to take a little bend in the knees. Just really find that length in the spine. Moving towards pigeon pose. Let's open up those hips. Big inhale, take that right leg up towards the sky, point the toes and firm the inner thighs. As you exhale, draw that right shin as parallel to the top of the mat as is available to you. Soften that left knee down. I'm going to give you a few options here for your pigeon pose. For those of us who have a little more space, a little more flexibility available to us in this pose, I want you to keep the foot flexed. Okay, keep flexing that ankle. And in this pose, or in this variation, your shin will be a little more parallel to the top of the mat. If this is a little too much, you can point the toes and just hug the heel in towards your body. All right, an option to stay here. Feel free to come down into sleeping pigeon. Now, if at any point this feels uncomfortable or painful for the hips, the lower back, any area, I'll invite you to take this into reclined pigeon, which is our figure 4. You can lie down onto the back body, flex that right ankle, cross it over the left knee, weave that right hand through and interlace the fingertips over that left shin or under that left thigh. And from wherever you are, take some nice deep breaths and simply enjoy the stretch, enjoy your body, enjoy the moment. Slowly come up onto the palms, or you can slowly, if you're in a reclined position, you can just switch legs. If you're here in this variation of pigeon, just take that right leg back into that downward facing dog, pedal out the feet. Just observe if you're feeling any differences between that right and the left leg. Taking the other side, inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, bring that left shin as parallel to the top of the mat as is available to you. Remember that option to keep the shin as parallel there with flexing that left ankle. Option to come down onto the forearms, or option to lie down and take this in a reclined position. Wherever you are, really utilize that exhale to go a little deeper in the pose. Maybe you go a little deeper just in the breath. Be aware of any tension that you might be holding in the body here, holding in the hips. Simply notice if that tension wants to translate somewhere else. For me, oftentimes in this pose, I feel a bit of tension in my shoulders as well. So I'm going to use my exhale to really soften. Ease your way up. Let's take this back into our downward facing dog. If you're on the back body, just slowly roll up into a seated position. If you're here with me in down dog, let's just drop those knees down to the mat and find a seated position. All right. So hopefully our hips are feeling a little more spacious so that we can sit here for a short pranayama practice. I'll invite you to take a cushion, a block, a pillow, whatever you have available to you, and just pop that underneath you. You can also lean the back body against a wall or a couch. Just make sure you are comfortable. So roll those shoulders back, close your eyes, and just observe your body's response to this sense of slowness, this ease. We're going to begin to inhale for 4 counts, hold the breath for 4, and then release the breath, exhale out for 4 counts. So whenever you're ready, take this in your own time. See if you can stay really present in that pause. Can you feel your heartbeat? Let's take one more cycle here. And just relax the breath. Sit with the breath. And we're going to seal this practice together. On your inhale, just sweep the arms out to the sides to come up. Touch those palms together. As you exhale, draw the hands down to your heart. And again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale down to the heart center. One more, breathe in. And exhale to your heart. Let's bring our thumbs to our third eye, that energy center right between the eyebrows. And just bring awareness to clear, conscious thoughts, a refreshing of the body, a renewing of your mind. And namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this slow morning with me. I hope it served you well. Thank you.